in our observation throughout 2018, we have seen an increased number of racial discrimination incidences, and this is heavily reported in the media. And when I say media, it includes print, online, as well as social media as well. Ever since May 9, people are expressing themselves very well, which is excellent. We do not want to limit the space. However, it is the same space that people are also being very discriminatory towards what they add on in the social media. And we also want to, as much as we want to record discrimination, we also want to record the we want to also record the efforts that different quarters, including the government, has done for us, for the nation in 2018. And this is very much from after May 9. So some of it that I would like to highlight is providing opportunities to qualified students from B40 lower income. This is basically lower income groups of the matriculation program for education ministry. This is basically trying to look into the need base of communities and address it and give them an equal footing. Ministers and groups of Human Rights Commission denouncing and denigrating racism and extremism. Pledges by the government to rectify the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination. Introduction of the 3 new acts to curb racial, religious and hatred. And this 3 new acts has been a recommendation from the NUCC bill that has been finally released in October last year, thanks to our new government. And the bill has, Dato' Mujahid has mentioned in one of the media, is the Anti-Discrimination Act, National Harmony and Reconciliation Act, and the Religious and Racial Hatred Act. So we hope this act will benefit the community better in promoting national unity. As much as we are promoting national unity, there's also trends of racial discrimination in Malaysia, and I think this is not something that we are all not aware of, but probably I just want to highlight the trends. Racial politics and race-based party politics, groups, agencies and individuals that use provocative racial and religious sentiments, racism in education sector, racial discrimination in other sectors, racism in social media among Malaysians, and also xenophobia behaviors. The racial politics and race-based politics. Now we know that ever since Malaysia was born, or rather Malaya was born, our political party was very much by race-based. And this is one of the problems that we still inherit until today. And according to the standards of ICED, this is where we have to address this racial politics, and it's also how the political parties, political leaders use racial politics, and this was very, very obvious during the GE14 campaign. And it didn't stop there. Subsequent by-elections, we also read and we also could see in the media as well that, you know, racializing issues were were at the rise as well. An establishment of racial politics to champion the rights of a particular racial group is also something that we should do away with it at some point of time, I hope. Because the xenophobia behavior. Foreigners and migrant workers who are living in Malaysia are often targeted and victimized by Malaysia. For example, prohibiting or coming up with their own rules of not allowing rooms to be rented out to them. I would also like to highlight one of the incidents in KLIA 2, where the security guard told the Chinese tourists that, you know, if you can't speak in Bahasa Malaysia, you have to balik China. You have to go back to China. And he didn't realize that actually he was speaking to a Chinese tourist who spoke in Mandarin, obviously. So this is where it seems to be like they just look at you as who you are, and then they just assume that you are Malaysian and you're supposed to know the Malaysian language, and if you're not, then you are so-called not being a Malaysian enough.